She is the biggest, she is the fastest, and she is Talladega Super Speedway. Today, on this last Saturday in April, we bring to you the Moneylion 300. Last time out in the doubleheader weekend in Martinsville, Justin Allgaier became the eighth different winner to punch his ticket into the playoffs, which means, sorry, seventh different winner. So we've had seven different winners in maybe, what, about nine races, as we've begun race 10 today. As you also see, I had an issue in qualifying, ended up starting in the back field today. Our goal is to try to maybe work with Harrison Burton since he's starting back there and try to maybe push him to the front, see how far his line will go. That's going to be one of the keys to work doing well here. Justin Allgaier continues his momentum from last week winning pole. Joe Nemechek failed inspection, and Jeffrey Earnhardt had a qualifying crash. His car is off. Allgaier and Haley bring him down. We are underway at Talladega. Three wide going full. It takes one full lap for drivers to go three wide or up to full song. Here, go up to almost 200 miles an hour in the draft, and they're already shoving Justin Allgaier to the rear of this field. While I got him pinned up top because he's trying to work with somebody. We're currently shoving Mike Harmon, trying to work with him, maybe see how far you can push him to the front. Because it looks like Harrison is just going to ride in the back today, which is another strategy people do. And when they think of the big one, it's the big rat that can take up a good chunk of the field here at any given time, which just lessens the field. We almost had it there on the first lap with Harrison Burton getting really swirly. And there's cars all over the place right now. Got last lap, start of the last lap, Briscoe is leading. Now it's the 7 of Allgaier. He's somehow leading this thing with no help at all. And Dylan Roy teaming up with the 9 and Noah Gregson for a monster shove. We'll see what Gregson does. And it looks like Briscoe falls in front of the 9. Timmy Hill, I believe, is the one is currently out front here at Talladega. That's another one of those things that fans like so much about Talladega is you see guys that you wouldn't normally expect. You know, a Timmy Hill, a Vinnie Miller, Brandon Brown running up front. Because everybody here is on an equal playing field due to the draft. The draft is what many drivers consider when they come here. They consider them the great equalizer, if you will. Everybody, it doesn't matter. You can chain a car together, line of cars together, and go forward. As the caution has come out, not sure for what. Justin Allgaier wins stage one, by the way. With Dylan Murray, Timmy Hill, Michael Annett, Noah Gregson, Chase Briscoe, Vinnie Miller, Justin Haley, Brandon Jones, and Ray Black Jr. round out the top 10. Looking through, see who had the issue. Jeremy Clements was the car that had it, got in trouble there. We'll see how that goes. As we start stage two, Dylan Murray and Justin Allgaier lead them down. Five laps to go here in stage two. Dylan Murray wants to work with the 7. They were working together very well in practice yesterday. Breaks into the bumper at the 75. Can't quite link up. Outside lane's currently stalling out. Because of this, Dylan Murray is going backwards. He's fallen outside the top 5 in front of the 6 of David Starr. There's Dylan Murray trying to push the 92 car, Josh Williams. Heading out of turn 4. Now Dylan Murray finds the 19 of Brandon Jones. In fact, remember, these two cars that are on the bottom, they were involved in that photo finish at Daytona. If you remember. And those two 1-2, could we see another interesting 1-2 finish? Trying to fall in behind Brandon Jones. Give him the hardest push he can. Oh, whoa, Brandon Jones almost got sideways. They have to get straightened out. And with this push, granted, it might not be much at first, because the way these cars are wired, they're a lot different than the Cup cars. Because they're easier to lock. Here, it's very squirrely. You gotta almost tap instead of try to lock on. Because you lock on too long, you're gonna have the situation like you had earlier with Brandon Jones getting tipped. We just got word that the incident that took Jeremy Clements out of the race was a single car incident, got tipped out of the draft into the wall. It was just a one car incident. The right front is destroyed. They elected to use DNF from the race, just like we almost had one there between Dylan Murray and Brandon Jones. Dylan's now going to try to keep the 19 pin behind him. Timmy Hill with a huge run. Oh my. Coming out of 4 now. Dylan's got worn tires. They're beating. They're banging. There goes Annett. There goes LeBay. Hard into the wall. Almost into traffic. That was almost big. Because there's another car coming. Somebody was going to hit him. I don't think they waved the yellow. because that was hard. He'll smack me inside out wall a ton when he came across. And by the way, stage two is over because of this, because of what happened with Alex LeMay. Clemens, by the way, has not DNF'd, and Dylan Murray was able to use this when he spun with two to go, take advantage of this, and stay out for this final restart. Green flag back into the air. Already three wide. Look at the names behind us. You got guys like Matt Mills, Josh Williams, Timmy Hill, guys you don't normally see up front, racing up front for the lead late in the final start of this final stage. Here, Briscoe pushing in up the middle lane. Williams has now moved to the point. Dylan Roy just got trapped in the sucker. Will got a little bit of shuffling in the back. Matt Mills to the point. Dylan Roy trying to squeeze in front of 74 Harmon. Now Algarve's on the bottom. Here comes the 11. Justin Haley trying to push it through there. Haley trying to look for any hole. He's quickly morphed into one of the best restrictor plate races in the Xfinity Series. Murray to Haley gets put to the point. And Justin Allgaier, Josh Williams, and Matt Mills are the top five. $13 to go. You can see, look at the gap that Dylan Murray and Justin Haley have created. They got him out to a little over a second. Now Dylan Murray's going to swap him. Haley's going to leave him for a bit, shove him for a bit, and the caution has come out. Debris, I believe, off somebody. Might have been Alex LeBay after that spin. Well, quick caution. Dylan Murray and Justin Haley will be on the front row for the restart. This is where things are going to get very, very interesting. Algar with a good suck to the back of the 75. There's three Chevrolets, which when it comes to the draft, the more your line car you can link up, the faster your line will move. And yes, you're not seeing this wrong. That is the 92 of Josh Williams challenging for the lead here at Talladega. Josh Williams with a nice shove up the outside by Mike Lynette. Williams barely at the point. Oh, how did they not rack right there? That should have been it. That should have been cars spinning left and right. Somehow they did not rack. How about Austin Cindric? He's not afraid to get up there. He won the Daytona Xfinity race in his championship defense earlier this year. Now Cindric trying to shove the 75. There's a car that is out of the race. Oh, and that spins in front of the field. Another car. There it is. Allgaier's involved. Star is there. Caution waves once again. So there's a car that fell out, and I think we may have just had the big one. So it was Jeffrey Earnhardt that retired. He was the reason of the caution before this. Oh boy. And some big names are back here for this late restart. 6 to go. Still, Josh Williams has a legitimate shot at winning this race. That just got weird. Whoa, a lot of shuffling all over the place here. Further in the back. Meanwhile, out front, Josh Williams leads this race. And Annette will loop it around. Caution waves. And we're headed into NASCAR overtime. The leader makes it around. There's a wreck. The race will end. Either does not make it around and there's an accident. We'll rack it up and we'll do it again. And by the way, Mike Harmon is leading this race. With Cindric on the outside lane. Joe Graff Jr. backing up that far top lane. And Daniel Hemrick is trying to take the lead on the outside using that side draft. Dylan Murray trying to chew his way through the pack as much as possible. Do they make it around? Oh, car around, 2 of them. They've taken the white. Caution has been called. Wait. If they're going to have to look at a replay here. Because Austin Hill and Colby Howard wrecked just when they got to the white. Or did they get to the white after? And they wrecked a smidge after. We'll have to look at video replays here. But anyways, the race is over. And it looks like, sorry, we'll look through the replay here. Some of the highlights. Allgaier ended up winning stage one. So it was a smoker in the back that ended up causing that stage end. Dylan Murray and Brandon Jones were battling. They were banging around. And this whole thing took about a lap to develop. So, wait, it was Austin hit, so it was LeBay that spun in front of the field. Who do you get? Trying to piece this together. This is stage one. I'm pushing net. Then I end up pushing Allgaier. That's not relevant. There's the smoker in the back that brought out the yellow to end stage one. Right there, that was a big hornet's nest of cars there. That pass for third on Josh Williams. So patching these replays together, it looked like on that last replay before we went to this, that Mike Harmon won this race. That Mike Harmon won today's event. I was on Brandon Jones and I got together. Then see where LeBay was going. I hit the wall. I guess we're not going to see that. And this was final stage highlights. I'm battling all those guys, just Josh Williams, Matt Mills, Michael Annett. Michael Annett spun out a few times in that final stage. That was one hell of a lot there towards the end. Thought Justin Haley was going to win it. I basically glued myself to the back bumper of Haley. And I shot past him. And here I make a block. Williams gets a run. They're three wide. And Allgaier and I get together. Oof, that was almost bad. So Annett and I were getting together. I moved him up. I make some aggressive moves here. And then right there, I tap Annett. Then it was on. Allgaier got into that. My car moved. Allgaier with a hard shot. So it was the 74. right there. You're coming to the white. There. So net spins, that was the OT run. And then here, trying to piece this together. So as they kept going, there went Austin Hill, and he hit really hard too. Yeah, that was a vicious shot. We're hoping he's okay. We'll get you more updates there if he does. So, by the looks of it, the field already crossed the line, or just crossed it, to begin the white flag. So it looks like it is true. Mike Harmon, with an upset win, pulls it off in the Moneylion 300. Josh Williams second, Daniel Hamrick third, Austin Cindric fourth, Justin Allgaier fifth, Chad Fincham sixth, Timmy Hill seventh, Chase Briscoe in eighth, Matt Mills ninth, and Ryan Sieg rounds out the top 10. And then looking on down the rest of the pack, Noah Gregson struggled late. Harrison Burton couldn't really get moving, even though I tried to work with him. He just kept getting held up. Then I ended up 24th. And the cars that were involved in that last lap dust up were Colby Howard and Austin Hill. They were saying Colby Howard is okay. Austin Hill is got out of the car a little woozy coming back around. Because if you really think about it, he hit that wall extremely hard. But he is awake and alert, which is good. So how about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 winners, 9 drivers inside the playoffs. And we're barely in the first, probably third or so of the season. The excitement builds as we head to the summer months. Brandon Jones at best lap. Josh Williams led the most. Mike Harmon pulled off a meme upset, and Mike Lynette started fifth, got a couple late dust ups, and ended up 32nd. Those of you wanting more NASCAR Xfinity Series action, tune in next Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, for learning the Allied Steel Buildings 200. If you want more Talladega action, tune in tomorrow at 12:30 for the Geico 500. Have a great rest of your day.